Oh, wait,
Really?
it's not main topic.
Write those. Boom. Main topic. Nope. Screw it. You're gonna
forget news and notes.
Forget it. Forget upcoming races. Forget listening to the back.
It's news and notes time.
Wow. This is fun. All right. So paying for a subscription for things like heated seats, remote start is something that most people are not enthusiastic about. Luckily for most people, it is. It's frightening. And what a ghoulish thing to make people to do is to make people pay for their heated seats. Luckily, the lawmakers in New Jersey also don't like this. Amazing. This is like the first good thing I've ever out of New Jersey. So this is from Peter Holdreth at the Drive. 2 state legislators in New Jersey are proposing a bill that would ban car companies from offering consumers a subscription service for any motor vehicle feature that utilizes components and hardware already installed in the vehicle at the time of purchase. So that would include a pre-installed heating element in a seat. In fact, they explicitly mentioned that. Bill has one stipulation, however: the subscription would only be unlawful if there was no ongoing expense to the dealer, manufacturer, service provider, etc. So if they can prove it costs money to maintain the feature, then it's fine, like OnStar, XM radio, things like that. But heated seats, no. So hey, something good from New Jersey. Let's all enjoy that, because it's rare.
Good from New Jersey.
I know, it's really rare.
I was just trying to figure out what Jeff is doing.
Jeff is hanging up Halloween decorations in the background.
Apparently.
Yes, because he decided right now in the middle of the show is a time to decorate the house.
On the topic of spooky, though, have you ever noticed that the Rolls Royce models names are spooky? Ghost,
yes.
Phantom, Wraith. Mark Putzer from Motor Biscuit. What is that? Has some insight. Rolls-Royce has ignored the boring trend of luxury cars with alphanumeric designators, instead sticking with the naming scheme dating back over 100 years, starting with the Silver Ghost in 1907. Didn't know that. But it was initially named by the press, specifically one chassis internally known as the 4050, which is hella lame. Rolls themselves introduced the Phantom range in 1925, which replaced the Silver Ghost line. In 2009, Rolls debuted the Ghost, which named the honor of the Silver Ghost. In 2013, came the Wraith. I practiced that. The Phantom, which is now on the 8th generation, is in production and nearing its 100th anniversary. Recently, the automaker announced the Spectre. Thank you. An all-electric model that debuts in 2023. According to the article, Rolls-Royce claims their eerie names evoke a slight feeling of unease, adding that humans are not very accepting of ghostly aspirations, but if and when any of us experience a close encounter of the paranormal kind, the sense of wonder remains long after fear subsides.
Wow. Link in the show notes. Isn't Spectre the bad guys in the Bond movies? I lost track.
I think there was a whole Bond movie called Spectre.
There is, but it goes all the way back to Blofeld. Blofeld oversaw Spectre. They issued you white cats.
Well, for those of you watching on YouTube, I installed the only ghostly apparition we need here. He's looking over my shoulder. Inspired by the spooky season, a local high schools. Someone share the pictures while I read. Some local high schools and sports teams across the country.
Participant share.
Oh my gosh! Why did I do that? I will do that right now. So terrible.
266.
And we even talked about it before we started.
No. I said I will make sure that he can
record. You got.
There we go.
Okay.
Record. There we go. Anyway. All these people are doing spooky car washes, but Tommy's Express Car Wash, a chain in Minneapolis, is beckoning visitors to prepare for the scare with a tunnel of terror drive-through experience billed as clean yet scary fun. Haunted car wash that promises to scare the socks off your entire vehicle.
Wow.
The wash facility is converted into a dark and smoky tunnel glowing with red lights, accompanied by strobes that mimic lightning. One user described her children screaming as A drenched serial killer and 2 clowns appeared around the car. Oh boy, staring in, illuminated by the strobes until soaps and brushes hid them from the view.
That's funny.
Costumed and disfigured employees. Some of them are actually dressed up. Some of them just really are disfigured because, they stuck their hand in. Never mind. They wait at the exit, decorated with tangles and spiderwebs, gallows, and other haunted house fares. Should you survive the trip, in addition to a clean car, you also get a goodie bag to reward those who brave the trip. Link in the show notes, including all of the pictures that you want to see of giant skeletons. Now, Mental, you have dogs.
I do.
Have you ever taken your dogs to the car wash?
They used to freak out, and now they just kind of like,
Oh,
and then they go back to sleep. Yeah.
Dogs are terrified by car washes. So
Blame them though.
it's thumping and things hitting the window.
Right? No, it's scary.
But like it's the same thing like with 4th of July, especially Rika when she was still around. She was initially just terrified of the popping noises. And then she just over time watched our reaction and went,
Nobody
it's
cares.
okay.
all right, I'm going back to sleep.
Yep.
All right. Which of these 2 options for our happy and illustrious sponsors are we feeling?
I don't like mine.
Okay.
So somebody do one of yours.
All right.
I think you go
Chris?
with Pulsar. You go. Do Mental. Go to the blue.
Go
Do
to
the pulsar.
Pulsar?
Do the
All
pulsar.
right.
Yeah.
The pulsar.
Because that's pretty scary.
I think it's great. Let's go.
Fair enough. It is getting to be the end of the race season, and you might be thinking forward to next year's season. New season, new car. Maybe you rented a seat and you're like, it is time for me to embark on my own. And if you want true blood-curdling terror, start your own Lemons team. We know
Maybe one
you
of
have-
your idiot teammates crashed your car and you don't have one right now.
Maybe.
Oh,
we know you have always dreamed of racing a Pulsar, and now your dream can come true.
Nope.
Would
Don't
someone
think
else
anyone
please
did.
share
Oh,
while
it
I read
is.
this? So
Oh my
for
gosh.
$2,000, you can get a recently raced 86 Pulsar. And I have looked at this thing several times. You just need to install the engine.
Several
It's
times.
located in Charlotte, North Carolina. The cage does have all the safety equipment. The seat, the belts are all within spec. Ask for more pictures before you commit. Make sure you get some of those 360 welds. If you're worried about any of those welds, John Pagel will absolutely advise you what to look at and how to go through the car on that one. But here it is. Chrissy is bringing it up. It is the, and this is the first generation piece Pulsar. It was known as the Sunny Coupe in Japan, but it is literally the doorstop wedged pop-up headlights. It's actually pretty cool.
It's
My
closer to
dad-
MR2 than the 2nd generation.
but it's front wheel drive. So it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
front wheel
yeah.
drive. It's basically,
It's
it's a Nissan Sentra. It's a 1.6 liter. I believe this one is probably carb.
It's not though, because there's no engine in it. So there's that. But
You got to install the engine. But if you're looking for parts, it's actually, body parts will be hard to find, but engine parts is pretty easy to find. And this thing is only $2,000. And I'll tell you,
and you can get a pizza.
and you get a pizza.
I'm sorry, I clicked the
Me-
ad
me-
came on top.
I cannot speak for everyone else. And Eric has worked very hard to build a deep bench of judges, but I'm throwing that thing in Class C because it's a
All day.
1.5
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
all day.
Absolutely.
Sentra all day long. But it's a cool car and it's a good, cheap way to go. It's not going to beat you up on consumables, and most of the parts for it are still widely available. And we say this all the time. There's a bunch of cool stuff on Racing Junk. The other option that we were just discussing was there are right now 4 C8 Corvettes available on racingjunk.com. And if you're looking for a C8 or a Lemon Sentra, you can get on Racing Junk for free. And if you are looking to sell your C8 or Nissan Sentra, you can also advertise for free, but just a $30 will get you an annual membership. It's all free of ads. Racingjunk.com. Just go there and be happy.
Yeah, I spent some time in the 2nd generation Pulsar, the one that had the sport back.
Had
But
this
my
one,
friend
in
didn't have the sport
in
back.
The metal had the you had to buy the sport back separate. It was
Oh
not
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It was a
yeah,
dealer
yeah, it wasn't
installed
included.
because my brother had that first generation Pulsar, and then he also had the 2nd generation Pulsar. I remember driving the thing around. Also, Nissan Sentra. It's just a
That was when Nissan was still good.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Every
And-
time
and
I got
as-
in the back seat, I hit my head on the third brake light because
Sure.
it was like right.
Yeah.
Ow!
But in both cases, it's got the one thing that Jeff and I love so much. Up and down headlights.
You want to see scary? Two old dudes singing.
Yeah.
Upcoming races.
As you well know, and we will talk about in mere moments, Halloween Hoopty Fest this weekend at New Hampshire Motorsports Park. Woo! 115 cars.
Ooh.
That's a lot of cars.
It is. A mere
That's
25
frightening.
BMWs.
Long track.
Long track. Only
25,
It's
sorry.
not.
Boo.
7 Miatas. 7 murderous Miatas. 6 haunted Hondas. 8 possessed Porsches.
You are on point today.
Wow.
And
It's
a
like the
Cavalier
count.
wagon.
Yeah, the Cavalier wagon doesn't need any adjectives.
Nope.
Exactly.
You know, zombies driving a Park Avenue, a Contour SVT, Ford modular V6.
That's scary.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And a great team name, the Great Karma Motors, comma, a trustworthy New Jersey used car dealership.
That is
That's the whole name.
that is the Contour SVT's name in the notes from Eric Root.
All right.
Yes.
That is fantastic. We're going to have Eric on actually, hopefully in 2 weeks while he's in the
Yay.
middle of the Memphis rally. We're going to talk about the new 23 schedule, including the Alaska rally. But what else we got racing out there this weekend? It's a
Champ
busy
is
weekend.
yes, it is. Champ is at AMP. 66 cars, 14 of those are BMWs.
Boring.
23,
Ooh,
23 Miatas. That's getting on
Wow.
boring. Two
Yeah.
Hondas, 5 Porsches, and a pair of unrelated Dodge Strati.
Well,
I said Stratuses.
That's excellent.
Stratus. I think it's Stratus.
Stratuses.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Great. Lucky Dog's doing Halloween, 46 cars, 13 boring BMWs,
Boring.
Wow.
4 Hondas, 3 Porsches, and it says 96 Sirocco, but they stopped making the Sirocco
It's true.
a long time before that. So I'm going to guess it's an 86 Sirocco.
Also, they're in
Probably.
Portland, in case anybody knows.
Yeah, which I'm
Anyway.
sorry. Yeah, that is probably that is undoubtedly my fat finger. But it is an 86 Scirocco because it stood out to me. I had 2 of the second gen Scirocco's. I still think it's one of the most gorgeous things Volkswagen has ever produced. I love that design.
Mm.
Sure.
Agreed.
World Racing League is at Sebring. 74 cars, 31 of which are BMWs.
Boo ring.
6
Boo.
Miatas, not a single Honda there. Ghost Hondas, 16 Porsches. Wow. And not one of them front-wheel drive, or not one front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive car in the entire lineup.
So fast. This field is filled with such fast cars. I went through them and I was like, oh my goodness. I had to look some of them up because I didn't even know what they were.
The
So
NPO
fast.
ones, which is like those little baby Daytona prototypes.
Yeah.
No, but
The Ganettas.
they have
There's an Aston
Ganettas.
Martin.
Yeah,
the
there's all kinds of
Ganettas.
Ganettas.
Yeah.
I was
And-
like,
and
I don't
half
even
those
know what a Ganetta
BMWs
is.
Yeah, half those BMWs are factory hot rods.
Mm.
They're
Yeah.
like you can't
M2Rs.
title them. Yeah, exactly.
So fast.
Club sports. Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
And we've had Ronald Till on a couple of years ago. We had Brian Gadelli, who runs in the World Racing League. Round 3 racing will be down there, and good on them because they've created like just a whole new place for people to race.
You
So
got to make a niche.
you do. So if you've got more money than lemons, no,
and
but
you got to go fast.
there's and it's Sebring. You some of those straightaways you want a fast car because otherwise you're just out there forever and it's boring.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Someone to do that.
Cool. We also have a listener feedback. We're gonna read an iTunes review. I don't know how I got so lucky.
What? We have an iTunes review.
I get to read the iTunes review. It's like the ghosts have showed up of all of our past sins and given us an iTunes review. David E from Cheese Bolt Enterprises graced us with a 5-star five-star iTunes review entitled 5 Stras. 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 He states, I love the podcast, even when mental is gigablasting. The depth of knowledge of the host goes from the driving section, Chris, all the way to the baby pool, Jeff.
Diving section.
Diving section. Sorry, all the way to the baby pool, Jeff. Why am I the baby pool? Can I at least get like the shallow end? Like I'm okay being on the other side of the rope.
hot tub?
I know that. Back to the review, which makes the show an informative listening experience for everyone. Keep them coming. Thank you, David.
Thanks for that.
Even if I'm the baby pool.
You're in a tepid little plastic bucket by yourself.
Damn it. Filled with pee. That's the part I don't like.
Keith still thinks I'm wrong about the kank.
All
I
right.
don't tell you, buddy.
All right. We'll fight it out.
AJ said, please make a I don't look at peasants when I drive. Oh, I love it.
While I was driving through Pennsylvania, I posted some high-grade alcohol for sale at the lowest grade of PA convenience stores, the Sheets, and I asked what other people were seeing on their road trips this weekend.
So Randy B, aka the man of Yinsland, for a reason we're not entirely sure, shared a picture of a buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he is.
I feel like it's going to be a lot funnier this weekend.
If he's there. So he's there?
There's no buffalo in New Hampshire.
And he also doesn't, I don't know if they come to New Hampshire. But anyway, David E also wrote in who we won't be seeing at NHMS because he and the rest of Cheesebolt are working on somebody's spooky secret project. Said he stopped at a Valero, but he didn't get any food because he was already stocked up with junk food.
Bill F said he's logged 2,000 miles back and forth to NCM and probably some side trips because he was supporting some folks at a NASA weekend. Gosh, Bill, you don't have enough to do on your own, really?
Right?
Yeah.
He did so many stops, he doesn't remember what he saw. Because pretty much blind at this point.
I'm not sure, and I hate to plug another podcast, but I really need to tune in to find out what happened. They were preparing their car to go to this NASA weekend, and a plane hit their building. No big deal.
Right?
It all makes sense if you zoom in on the picture. Because it's Civil Air
Patrol. Yeah.
But we were genuinely glad that they're all filmed. Bill's actually going to be out here in a couple of weeks. Well, actually less than a week because he's coming out for SEMA. And if anyone else is coming out here for SEMA, we will be posting this social media notes. Other podcasts out there, the Do or Die / Bid Nerds / Rami Show has an entire podcast studio in Container Park. And our buddy, John Polnick, has put together a creator show. So Tuesday, November 1st, the first night of SEMA, leave everything down there on the strip. It'll still be there when you get back. Come down to Old Vegas off of Fremont Street, Container Park, hang out with some low key, just chill, look at some cool cars. In fact, we're already turning cars away. So it's going to be just some nice, cool Vegas rides and just hang out with some other creators or some other makers. Get a hold of us for details, but we'll be posting out on our social media.
Nice. You know who is not going to make it to SEMA this year, and she's very sad?
It's true.
Chrissy's mom.
We are also sad she's not going to make it to SEMA.